Hello, welcome to Psychology 163 Multicultural Psychology. This is Dr. Hong Ni. I will be teaching you multicultural psychology online this semester. This first week, we are going to talk about culture and multicultural psychology. Before you watch this video, you should have done three things. First, completed the pre-course introductory questionnaire. 2, read the first chapter. And 3, finished the first reading quiz. Now let's start with what we are going to have for this week. Here is an overview. First, we are going to talk about your answers in the questionnaire. Then, we are going to define multicultural psychology and the concept of culture. After that, we are going to do cultural analysis of individuals, and you are going to share your multicultural experiences with each other. By the end, we are going to talk about the need for multicultural psychology and that multiculturalism is the fourth force in the field of psychology. Here is what I have found in your questionnaire. Looks like the majority of students have focused on these 6 themes when they talk about what they want from this class. Majority of students talked about they want to learn about cultural knowledge, such as other cultures, perspectives, beliefs, characteristics, stories, and history of others and ways of life. That's wonderful. We are going to let students share a lot of their own stories and experiences so that we can learn about others' perspectives and cultures. The second theme is to learn about culture's influence on individuals. How does culture shape our thoughts and ways of life? The third theme is to learn cultural competency skills, such as to better understand, communicate, and interact with each other who are from different cultural backgrounds. The fourth theme is to develop cultural awareness, being aware of our own cultural values and beliefs, and at the same time to be sensitive to others' cultures so that we can understand and appreciate the differences. Finally, some students talked about applying knowledge to the field of your own career and take actions such as educate others about cultural differences to promote cultural understanding. Those are wonderful goals, and we'll try our best to achieve these goals in this course. In the questionnaire, most of students said they are going to spend 2 to 60 hours every week on this course. And the range is pretty big. And I would expect that you spend 8 hours at least every week on this class because this is a 4-unit class. And that's the thumb of rule. That's the minimum of 8 hours of study on this class. And you will have a good grades, I promise you, if you have 8 hours. Each unit of class is worth of 2 hours of study. Here are my thoughts about the relationship between textbook and lecture videos. This is an online class, and this class will be composed of textbook and the lecture videos. I think the purpose of the textbook is to provide a background for lecture videos, be a resource for detailed explanations, be a reference and study guide for reading quiz. The lecture videos are considered to be more in-depth and consequently inspiring or stimulating in its nature. It is going to pick up some of the important concepts and knowledge points from the textbook for further clarification, explanation, and expand students' knowledge beyond the chapter, and to make students think critically in order to spark further interests in the material. Therefore, it is not going to cover all the concepts or knowledge points in the textbook. We are only going to pick up some of the most important ones for further exploration. Okay, now let's move on to the topic of today's class, or this lecture video's topic. This is a class of multicultural psychology. Multi means more than one, and different. Multicultural, that means more than one different cultures. And psychology, most of you is psychology major, and I would like to do a discussion board activity before we move on to the next lecture video to talk about or define multicultural psychology. Now, let's do this word generation activity. Please use the discussion board to write down any terms, phrases, names, or any faces or people, experiment, objects, anything that popped in your mind when you hear the word of psychology or see the word of psychology or see the sentence of what is psychology. Write down a list of any terms, phrases, names, or people, faces, experiments, objects, anything that popped in your mind whenever you see or hear the word of psychology. You will be able to watch the next lecture video after completing the word generation activity in discussion board, and you will not be able to watch the next lecture video if you have not finished this discussion board activity. I will see you in the next lecture video. Goodbye.